Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the 2018 Ori and the Blind Forest All Skills Tournament. My name is Shed. I'm joined here by Meldon Tarragon. How are you doing today, Meldon?
I'm doing fantastic. Very happy to be staying up late for this excellent race. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing just great. This tournament's been fantastic so far. We got a late night race for you right now, coming to you out of the group stages of the tournament, the Gumo's Hideout group. This is between RainbowPoogle and Cheese Lover.
So Cheese is an old veteran runner. He's been around for a while, runs 0 XP, any percent, in addition to all skills. But he hasn't been running much recently, I guess except for a very recent PB that isn't even on this. But Rainbow, on the other hand, is a very new runner. So we'll see what she can do. Been making some rapid improvements since starting a couple months ago.
Yeah, we've got kind of a grudge match between the old blood and the new blood. She's, of course, having participated in the last tournament. RainbowPoogle, brand new for this one. So we've got two runners here that almost have something to prove. Cheese has got to prove that he's still got it despite not having been playing the game for a while. And Poogle has to prove that she can run this game despite having learned very recently.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. I think Cheese comes in being the heavy favorite. I mean, you can look at the PB's 14-minute difference there, so it'd be a lot for Poogle to make that up. But I think this is more about just showing that she can perform in the tournament, and the other matches are going to be the ones that she looks to win.
Yeah, we'll have to see if she can get over her nerves. This being her first race in the tournament, Cheese Lover's first race in the tournament as well. But he's a veteran, so we expect him to do well. But it looks like our runners are all ready to go, so let's jump into the action.
And we're off. We'll be starting momentarily.
There we go. So, of course, both of these runners will be heading down to collect our first skill in the game, Sign. Being this early, we do not expect to see much of a difference between the two runners, but as the run goes on, Cheese has the advantage in terms of PBs, and we'll expect to see him pull ahead. That, of course, being if there's no major deaths or anything.
We do know there will be one initial divergence in the route. Poogle
Yes.
does not get this early 4th health cell, while Cheese will be getting it. Poogle
That's
will
correct.
just be collecting other health cells later.
Yeah, so we'll have to see if that lets Poogle take an early lead here. That health cell costs 8 seconds, so it's entirely possible that it does, but the runners are tied coming into Sign just like we would expect.
Yeah, the movement up to here is fairly basic, so this is exactly what you'd expect.
Just some nice casual running and jumping, of course wanting to stay in the area as much as possible. Gotta kill some Frankies here so that we're allowed to leave the area. And then they'll make their way over to wall jump.
Poogle actually having a slightly better fight there than Cheese.
Very nice.
Give a slight advantage to the keyboard runner. The mouse wheel just gives them a nice fast shooting, but Poogle was very clean in that fight.
Good point. Poogle is a controller runner, so attacking early on like this is a little bit more difficult, especially if you're employing a matching technique. It's allowed her to pull ahead slightly here.
Of course, anyone that's seen any of the top controller runners knows that just because you have to match doesn't mean you can't do it nearly as fast as the top keyboard runners. So, it's still good to see.
Definitely is that.
Both our runners trying to get down to low health for this ghost door.
I'm not sure. I think I saw Poogle. Yeah, the slime dropped an extra health, so she'll have to ghost door with 2 HP, which lets Cheese take the lead here, on top of some cleaner movement from him. Except, of course, that we mentioned Poogle is skipping the 4th HP. So she now takes the lead right back from him, taking that 8-second time save. Of course, that will be made up later when she has to grab some extra health cells later on to be able to make it through the water in the final escape.
And that 2 HP Ghost Ore is actually coming in handy here. With the extra health you can get from that flower, she is back at full health coming into this next section.
The caliber of most of the runners in this tournament, that usually won't matter too much, but you never know, it could. Always nice to have a little bit of safety here. Poogle going for the flower skip. That's impressive for a newer runner. That's very tight and not necessary at all. But she pulls it off very nicely and pulls into wall jump first. She's not far behind with a little bit of cleaner movement. His experience is better experience is showing here as he has some cleaner movement and manages to pull back, close the gap a bit.
Yeah, it looks like this delta is less than the 8 seconds that health cell costs alone, so she's definitely already making up some ground.
And Poogle being a newer runner, that's almost exactly what we would expect to see going on here.
So both our runners are now headed to BRB, which is an infamous area among all runners. Seems to be most often where runs go to die. Trojan stepping in there and
Trojan's log taking another soul. Poogle having some trouble climbing this shaft.
So what are your thoughts on BRB as a fellow Ori runner?
I mean, I like the theme of the area. Of course, it tends to be where the majority of my runs die, and I am assured that that is true for many of us.
I think the only time that's not true is if the run's already dead in Blades.
Of course. Yeah, we'll have to see how these runners can handle it. Cheese is about to enter the area, doing that save anywhere glitch to skip the cutscene that plays at the start. Poogle not too far behind. Had a little bit of trouble in the back half of Glades here, but hasn't lost too much time on Cheese here.
Yeah, and had successful dodges and against all the slimes, so coming into BRB relatively healthy. Cheese is through his cutscene skip successfully, and ooh, did RainbowPoogle take Quick Flame there?
I did not catch it. That could be interesting. Normally, runners will be leveling up Rekindle or Magnet at the start of the area, just based on the ability progression that you want to have throughout the run. Most runners, it does look like Poogle does not have Magnet. This could be very interesting.
Yeah, we'll
Magnet,
have to see
of course,
what she takes after the next cutscene skip, but I would expect that would be Rekindle. That one's basically required for the later parts of this run. So this is going to be very interesting if this is a magnetless Frankie Walk we see out of her.
Yeah, Magnet, of course, is not necessary for the major trick coming up we call Frankie Walk, but it is very, very nice to have. Makes the trick far easier, especially for a new runner. Even the more experienced runners in this tournament will be grabbing Magnet for that trick. We'll have to see what Poogle does to back it up here. Like I said, magnetless Frankie Walk is very possible, but very difficult. I'm not even sure Poogle knows how to do it, per se.
And a great reload from Poogle there to get this correct cycle, saving a little bit of time. That's another technique that I know I don't even go for that. It saves a very little bit of amount of time, and it can be difficult to get it correctly, so very impressive.
So we're going to see Cheese here pulling a lever to be able to trigger and then skip a cutscene that lifts the darkness in this area and allows access to the dash tree. Poogle misses the platform cycle.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. 8-second time loss there, as all of the cycles here are 8 seconds long.
There's a manipulation you can do with these platform cycles in the previous room where if you wait for a little bit, they'll line up nicely with the movement that you have to do in the other room, and you can just kind of jump right on there. But it looks like Poogle was a tad late, has to wait for the platform to come back down, widening the gap between her and Cheese now. Cheese now grabbing dash. He'll be moving very quickly across the ground. Poogle is about to skip her darkness cutscene and will be grabbing dash as well. but Cheese is on his way out of Blackroot up to the Frankie Walk.
And it looks like I am correct. Poogle is taking a Rekindle here, so it will be a magnetless Frankie Walk. So we'll see how that goes. It's a much more challenging trick because you have to get the Frankie to die close enough to you that the XP kind of gets pulled in by the natural magneting Ori does even without the skill. But if you watch on Cheese Lover's side, he's now doing his Frankie Walk, and when he kills it, the magnet will just pull in that XP kind of naturally.
Poogle, true to her name, RainbowPoogle, has activated a Rainbow Dash cheat code as well that gives her dashes a rainbow trail instead of the normal one. Just for some
now
style
into
points.
Death Gauntlet.
That's very interesting. Poogle grabbed a 15 XP orb in Glades. That makes the magnetless Frankie Walk so much easier since you don't need to pull all 19 that the Frankie drops. You only need to pull 4. That was a very, very smart idea from Poogle.
And on the other side, Cheese is through the Death Gauntlet and has made a safety save and is dropping down into Grotto. We'll see if he's able to get his early Grotto cycle successfully.
Got exciting things happening on both sides of the screen. Cheese heading to the Grotto cycle, as Meldon just mentioned. Does not make it.
Successful.
Poogle setting up for the magnetless Frankie Walk and gets it. That was so well done by her. I'm very impressed with that gameplay.
She dodges the Frankie, dodges the first Crusher, moves on to these Brambles for the second Crusher.
Super easy to kill them. That's so impressive. Poogle's, like we mentioned, a very newer runner. That was a very impressive backup strat to come up with on the fly here. Not something a newer runner would practice.
I'm not sure if that was a backup strat. I'm thinking that might have been intentional.
Really? Oh, we'll have to find out after the race. Unfortunately, misses the Grotto cycle, so she will not be making up that time on Cheese. Cheese is now starting his blind movement at the double jump tree, though.
Cheese's blind movement is very clean, and he's now heading back through that same door that Poogle's passing through.
High five from our runners here. Cheese heading up to grab the water veins, the dungeon key that lets us access the Ginso tree. Poogle heading to the double jump tree, almost there. Taking a little bit of safety and making sure to kill that slime, just so that she doesn't have to bother jumping over it with the low health. And starts the blind movement. Cheese Lover starting his Grotto skip. Having some trouble with it.
Unsuccessful first 2 tries. There we go. Third try is very clean and successful, and he now moves up to his cutscene skip here on these falling rocks.
Grotto skip is, even for very experienced runners, is notoriously sort of inconsistent. So it's difficult to tell if that's Cheese's rust showing or if it's just Grotto skip being Grotto skip. Having a little trouble climbing the walls in this section, though, so maybe it is rust. Who knows?
To be fair, these walls are just about as bad as Grotto skip.
Oh, they suck. Poogle heading into her attempt at Grotto skip. Let's see how she does. First attempt, unsuccessful. Second, unsuccessful. Grabs a 15. Unsure if that was by accident or not. Probably was, considering she didn't try to grab it on her first attempt. Having some trouble with Grotto skip here. Unlike Cheese, which might have been rust, Poogle being a newer runner, this might just be inexperience. But there she goes, gets it, and is headed up to the water vein. Cheese has his water vein, watched a cutscene or 2, and is now heading up to enter the Ginso tree.
Yeah, he'll be collecting another cell and a teleporter along the way that we'll need for a later segment. Already has collected the first teleporter from this area, which he will be using to exit, or he will be exiting the Ginso tree to that teleporter. So we'll be seeing that area again later.
She's having some trouble with this tree jump here. It's a lot harder than it looks.
I don't think anyone will argue.
But...
Sorry, continue.
No, I was just going to say it's easier than Grotto skip, but still very difficult.
Oh yeah. Sometimes it can feel worse. you just go get a first strike auto skip, and then that log right there is just impossible.
Poogle taking some extra damage she did not want to take. Reminder that Poogle only has 3 HP right now. She did not grab the optional 4th health in Glades that most runners you'll see in this tournament grabbing. So she's got to be extra careful with her HP here. Taking a save on the Spirit Well to refill. Not a terrible decision, but some time loss.
Cheese, on the other hand, has now entered the Ginso tree, and he will begin his climb all the way through this to almost near the top, where we will bug out a little early using the teleporter there.
How long the Ginso escape is, I'm pretty sure it's only like halfway.
I don't think I've ever checked the map.
I haven't actually checked,
enough,
no.
But we could do this. Ooh, and looks like Cheese does get that earlier cycle on those Geemers, so well done there. He will be going for this upper route by this spider.
There is, of course, a new development that allows us to take the lower route faster, but it is more dangerous as you need to take an intentional damage boost. Poogle is retracing Cheese's steps now through Swamp, heading up to the Ginso tree, grabbing the Swamp teleporter. Oh gosh! That sucks. That's some time loss. Taking a hit on the purple crushers there next to the teleporter, which kills her and sends her back to her safety save.
It's a very unfortunate death, having to retrace this jump up to this cell. Although she gets it very quickly this time, so that helps make the death a little less painful.
She'll be trying that again. We're seeing Cheese at the first Ginso mini-boss here. Looks to be doing a fine job of mashing all of those sign shots into him.
Ooh, does despawn the mini-boss there, so drops like half a cycle.
Would you call that like
looked fairly
call
clean.
that like 5.5 cycles? Yeah, I'd be happy with that. Not terrible. Poogle opted to push the rock in. I just noticed this time. A little bit safer, not as fast, but with that, death safety is a good option.
Yeah, I think that's a good decision if you end up messing that up the first time.
You do need very clean movement to do the pulling the rock out strat that most people do. But Cheese has now gotten Bash. Definitely my favorite skill in the game. Is it yours as well?
Well, no, I'd have to disagree with that and go with Dash.
Oh, right, I forgot.
Entirely without Bash.
I forgot you run Signless, Bashless, Stompless, so it can't be.
But Bash is a very fun ability to mess around with, and looks like Cheese will be doing kind of the standard method of the redirect puzzle here, as opposed to going for any fancy double bashes.
It's actually a bit of an older method. There are some updated methods that that people have been using that are faster than that, but he still gets through. Doesn't lose any time to the older strat. Just fine. Heading into his key dupe, we'll have to see how he does with that. Poogle is making her way through the Ginso tree. I do know that before the race, Poogle mentioned to me that the Ginso tree is her shakiest part of the run, the part she's most nervous about, which is only accentuated by the fact that she only has 3 HP. Reminder again right now. So,
yeah, that makes these spikes even more terrifying than before.
Yeah, you can take 1 hit, but that's it.
Ooh, she may be going for this early cycle.
No.
Doesn't look like she's going to be able to get it.
An intentional death there can allow you to catch the shot that she unfortunately missed with the block, but good on her to go for it.
He has now finished up the second mini-boss, and he is heading out of Ginso. So he will
Oh,
now
no!
Swamp entry.
Poogle's shot went through the teleporter, but did not catch into the block again, so she had to reset up the whole puzzle room. That's some unfortunate timing.
That block can be very finicky. I know that's happened to me before.
Ooh, Poogle has Quick Flame right now as well, so she should be able to take out this mini boss in short order. Cheese is starting on his swamp entry, a little bit of blind movement here, and then he'll be grabbing a frog and using that frog's mouth bullet to break open some stomp floors that are in the way that you normally can't break yet. See how he does. This is a new trick found very recently, definitely after the last tournament ended. So, and reminder, Cheese has not been playing very much since the tournament, just besides Adira. So we'll have to see how he does on this. Looking very good so far. Very nice. First try.
And He is through, avoids the Rhino, and will be coming up to the key door into the stomp area. Meanwhile, Poogle is at the key door into the bash area.
Yeah, it looks like we're seeing about a 2-minute, maybe more deficit right now. Pretty rough, but honestly not much more than we were expecting.
Basically a 1 skill tree deficit at the moment.
Yes. Quick death from Poogle, not too terrible. Not very far after the bash tree here. She will be heading up into the redirect puzzle and then into key dupe that we saw Cheese do earlier. Cheese, meanwhile, on his way out of Swamp. And he will be heading way over to the other side of the map to Valley.
Of course, this swamp exit is much easier than the swamp exit I'm sure he was used to.
Significantly, yes.
Traverse right out through the top there.
No longer need to do the trick drainless. Of course, you got to throw this frog around a little bit more instead.
Yeah, the frog's normally pretty nice to you. At least on that end. I find him to be much worse on the other side.
Definitely much worse on the other side. Oh no! Poogle set up the key dupe correctly, but unfortunately died with the keys out of the door. That means the duplication did not happen. She'll have to try again.
And Cheese, on the other hand, is very excited to get his curve cutscene skip.
Well done by him, grabbing a 5th health cell, here for a little bit of extra safety in the back half of the run.
We were told before the race that he was extremely confident about that one.
Oh yes, right. Yeah, Cheese said before the run he was very confident about the run despite having not run in a while. He's been doing quite a bit of de-rusting in practice before the tournament, and he actually informed us that the Kuro cutscene skip, if he missed it even once, he was going to punish himself by eating a spoonful of cayenne pepper. So good on him for not missing it, for sure.
Cheese has now successfully made his way to Charge Flame, and he has... looks like he may have saved a little too far away to start this SA, so I'll have to start it after the tree finishes. And Poogle now is teleporting along to the Grotto teleporter and is now going to be doing her own swamp entry. We'll see how that goes. Cheese's was very smooth and successful.
This is a notoriously difficult trick, even for experienced runners. Reminder, Poogle is newer to the run, so we'll have to see how she does. Very complex series of inputs that you might have to change on the fly depending on how the frog reacts.
She is going for this blind movement to start. Looks like it takes a little bit of damage in these spikes, which is
1 damage is fine. Trying to make a safety save, but the frog is a little bit too close, not letting her do that. He decides to throw the frog away and back out, make the safety save, and then set up for the trick. Very smart decision, especially if you're not confident with it. Cheese is heading into a difficult trick of his own. Going to be doing fast stompless, where he throws the shot over and then runs away to deload a wall and get it to hit a stomp floor that he would normally need to hit. Meanwhile, he goes, grabs the cell. Very nice.
Poogle is successful with
Poogle success.
Both our runners having great success on these two tricks.
That's just great to watch. Those are both very difficult tricks, and our runners had basically no issue with either of them.
Yeah, they are just putting on a showcase for us right now.
Wonderfully done. Cheese grabbing Glide, and has unlocked charge dashes as well, which then, by extension, unlock rocket jumps. So he'll be heading into his Sorrow Bash. Poogle has just grabbed Stomp on the other side of the map and will be heading over to Valley herself very soon. Oop, she's having a little trouble with the Sorrow Bash here. Having trouble with a double bash in particular, it looks like. There you go. Can he recover it? That was close. Ooh, goodness,
oh, no, the bird's dead.
Unfortunate. I'll have to try that again. giving Poogle some time to catch up here. The deficit is still very large, but it did close a little bit with the Sorrow Bash attempt from Cheese. We'll have to see if Poogle can capitalize.
Ooh, Cheese having another death in Sorrow Bash, and his save is at the very bottom, so every time he has to come back, grab this frog, and go up and do this rocket jump all over again. Poogle, on the other hand, she has grabbed this cell and is heading out of Swamp, and will be attempting the Kuro cutscene skip.
Excited to see if she is able to do it.
Cheese is through successfully from Sorrow Bash.
There you go.
But he has not made a save yet, so a death will still put him back all the way to the bottom of Valley.
Oh no, we're saying hello to Kuro. This is the cutscene that everyone tries to skip and looks like nothing if you actually manage to, but there she is.
Although I noticed Cheese did opt to grab a 5th health cell, the same one that Poogle is grabbing right now.
Except this is Poogle's 4th.
Yeah, so Poogle will only have 4 health going into Sorrow compared to Cheese's 5, which is a little riskier considering most of these spikes do 4 damage.
Correct. 5th health is the true safety in Sorrow. 4 health does not help you very much since all these, as you mentioned, all these spikes do 4. Oh no!
But had saved after the health cell, so it's not that costly.
No, those spikes unfortunately do not care how much health you have, they just always kill you.
Very convenient spider shot there for after missing that bash up into the ceiling.
Quick
of course, I can't even see where Ori is. This color code that
I know
Google has right now is terrible.
This is the same color as the Spider Cove's background here. Looks like Cheese got through his Terror Break successfully. I would expect nothing less. He's experienced, if rusty, runner, and the trick is admittedly not that difficult, so very well done by him. Poogle opting for a longer save anywhere here. It's an interesting strat for a newer runner.
I think we've seen that out of a couple of the more experienced runners, but it's normally did the Frankie not follow her down?
The normal strats are to get a Frankie, an enemy, one of the frog jumping enemies, to follow you down into this area so you can use it to bash back out. Looks like she was not able to do that, so she had to go around the long way. And then he caught her at the top and said hi, gave her a high five. And now we're skipping the Hollow Grove cutscene there. She's Lover, on his way out of Sorrow, heading down into Misty.
So if you look on the left here, she's showing off all the movement this game has to offer. All of these charge dashes, these cancels, these rocket jumps. This is kind of the culmination of Ori movement, although he missed a bash cancel right there.
Dropped. Oh no! That's unfortunate. Gonna have to go back to the start of Misty. Fortunately, he made a save on the way in, so good on him. But it looks like he noticed that he had dropped an energy, was not able to cancel one of his charge dashes, and thinking about that screwed him up enough that taking some extra damage. But it screwed him up enough to unfortunately fall into the spikes and was not able to recover. But this time he's through with an extra energy for the next area, or not an extra, the normal amount one. Oh, taking a hit from the bird there. He is very low on health right now.
Meanwhile, Poogle is making her way into the upper section of Valley here, and it looks like she will be going for Fast Stompless, so we'll see how that goes.
I've been very impressed with the trick selection that Poogle has been going for here.
And she does notice that shot was high and hit the ceiling and goes for a second one. This one looks reasonable,
better,
but it can be impossible to tell with these shots.
Especially on controller, where you don't have the benefit of visual cues. But she gets it. Very nicely done.
She's still having some trouble getting through Misty. He's now at the Asu's Torch cutscene. Still has not made a save. Looks like he may have lost some energy, as he already collected the energy that's available there. Navigating these spikes. And he's through that and nearly to the climb tree, at which point he will have only the back half of Misty. Well, I guess, and the rest of the game. Poogle, on the other hand, has now gotten Charge Dash, and she will be attempting Sorrow Bash herself.
Interesting thing to note here, we saw Poogle activate the Rainbow Dash cheat code here, and something interesting about that cheat code is that it actually makes the sound effects for a normal dash versus a charge dash exactly the same. So, especially when you start going crazy quick and using a billion charge dashes and Misty, as we see Cheese doing over on here, it can sometimes be difficult to tell if you've dropped an energy or not. With Poogle's relatively
she's successfully through Sorrow
Bash.
Bash.
That was fantastic. First attempt Sorrow Bash. Very nicely done. Poogle putting on a fantastic show here. Difficult trick selection and doing very well on all of them. I've been very impressed.
I know in the past she's had some difficulty with that trick and has been putting a lot of practice in, and it really shows off.
She was feeling confident with it earlier before this race, and it paid off. Did she break the ceiling? No, okay, so she has to come back and try it again. Oh no, again! Having some trouble breaking the ceiling here. You have to glide on it while you're up there. I don't know if that death was intentional or not, but it's letting her reset her energy and the frog to try this again. There you go. Ooh, taking some extra hits. Missed the keystone, gotta go back and get it. The frog has walked off of his platform, so you can't really rocket jump too easily back up to the top half of
more
Sorrow.
Damage.
Opting to float up, though. Very safe. Very nice. We'll have to see if she makes a safety save here before the Dorito Cave does. Very good decision. We'll be heading over to charge jump, hopefully, without taking a death on the way. Cheese is now left Misty, though.
He is teleporting back to Glaze, where he will be re-entering BRB, although this time it's a lot less scary with all the movement options we have available. And he will be collecting the last skill in the game, Light Grenade, after navigating through a series of lasers here.
Yes, he'll be trying to make a specific laser cycle on the way in that lets you do some faster and fancier movement tech on the way out. Oh, opts to wait the extra cycle instead, though.
Getting word that Poogle is only 6 seconds behind her PB at this moment.
Dang.
So, if she's able to keep with this very clean movement, there's a chance that we'll be seeing a PB out of her.
She's taking it very slowly. In Dorito Cave again with a save anywhere up again for the Terror Break trick here. Makes it through. Just got to set up for the Terror Break. Looked good. And she's through, on her way to float back up the Sunstone. Waiting for some lasers real quick, though. Of course, still has the Save Anywhere menu up in order to skip the cutscene at the top.
Waiting on those lasers is a very good idea, considering even if you have enough health, they're always instant kill.
Did Cheese rocket jump on the way out of Grenade here anyway? Normally that rocket jump is not possible unless you've made the faster laser cycle that I mentioned. But he decided to play it risky and do it anyway.
I guess it worked out, although he did miss the rocket jump on the slime afterwards because he had to wait on that laser cycle.
Regardless, he's grabbed a 6th safety health for the final escape here and is now on his way to the final dungeon to finish the game now that he has all the skills. Poogle, just having picked up the Sunstone, the key to the final dungeon, will be now heading down out of Sorrow into Misty Woods to climb herself. Ooh, an unfortunate death, but she had a save not too far away.
She's so far is making short work of Horu Fields. Looks like he may have killed that Baneling. Didn't want to deal with it.
Oh no. Poor Baneling. Poogle, yes! Poogle throwing Wilhelm off of the cliff. Thank you for that. Thank you for that, Poogle. There has not been enough Wilhelm death in this tournament for me. Cheese is now attempting door warp.
I was just about to say that. He has been unsuccessful on these first couple tries.
One frame trick, of course, very difficult.
Still no luck.
Probably based on these. There he goes.
Oh, there we go.
Don't know what number attempt that was, but based on the unsuccessful attempts there, I think he mashes it, which is a 50-50 shot.
Looks like that was 4th try, so didn't quite get the 50-50 odds to work out.
Similar to Kuro cutscene skip, he was feeling very confident about door warp beforehand, so he'll be feeling bad about the missed attempts there, but regardless, he's now into the final escape. Trying to finish. Oh, taking some damage, and of course, if you take any damage in the final escape before the water, you cannot make the swim. So he, knowing that, opts to fall into the lava and to try again. Oh, Poogle taking a death in Misty Woods, but has a safety save. Very close, knowing the dangers of this spiky S-bend here.
Yeah, these safety saves out of Poogle have been very smart. She's putting them along the way through Misty, and that death proves why you have those. Yeah, Cheese is through his death water. He has not spawned Kuro. He is just one grenade jump away from finishing off this run.
Very nice.
It's successful.
Well done. GG to Cheese.
Congratulations on the excellent run. Looks like that might be a high 34, which is a very respectable time, especially for a runner who hasn't been playing a lot lately. Or I guess has been playing a lot lately, but hadn't played for a while before that. Poogle, on the other hand, is 12 seconds ahead of her PB, so this pace is fantastic right now.
She's doing very well. Cheese has finished.
Looks like a 34-36 for Cheese. So, very solid time.
Very respectable run. Poogle in the back half of Misty Woods here, probably, I think at least, more fun than the front half. All the charge dashes, all the rocket jumps, just a blast. Taking a safety save, that is a common one, but a good one. Ooh, messing up the rocket jump a little bit. Oh, taking a death, but she had the safety save right here.
I definitely know I love this section of Misty. There's so much fun movement, although it's very dangerous with those spikes everywhere.
Speaking of spikes, taking a hit on one of the meatballs, but that's not enough to kill her yet. All these spikes do 3 damage. She has 4 health, so she has the option of 1 hit, which she did take. Was that another safety save? Or did she just get some extra health? I am unsure.
I think it may have been extra safety save. Picks up this energy. Another save just before the mini-boss. And we'll see how that goes.
Ooh, here comes the Frankie. We like to say he's got a chair, and he has joined the fight. Level up, dealing some extra damage to the mini-boss. The Frankie is gone as well, and now it is dead.
The combination of the Frankie and the mini-boss made that a more challenging fight than you're normally used to.
Yeah, there are plenty of strats to kill that boss instantly. Poogle had some trouble, but still managed to get it done. And another safety save as well at the start of this section. Very smart on Poogle's part. I know she was pretty nervous about this run going in, so all these safety saves are just making it so that any nerves, if they happen at all, just don't affect you. You only lose a couple seconds here and there. She's out of Misty Woods, teleporting to Glades to go collect Light Grenade.
And a smart save on that well to get back the energy she had spent leaving Misty.
I just want to reiterate how impressed I've been with Poogle.
Yeah, this run is fantastic, and some very difficult tricks in it.
Yeah, and she has done very well with all of them. That death, of course, intentional. It glitches the lever open. so that when we come back up through this section, the door is open. We don't need to wait for it. Opting to wait on that laser. Waiting on this laser as well, just to be safe.
Looks like she's just waiting on the cooldown on save. There we go.
A little confused, but walks into the cutscene, waits for the fade out, levels up an ability, reload, and we're good. We do not need to sit through that especially long cutscene today.
That's a very good thing. As great as the lore of this game is, we don't need to be watching any cutscenes today.
Poogle has now collected the last skill in the game that we need to collect, which is, of course, all of them, because this is the all skills category. And we'll now be heading to the end of the game. Ooh, missing the charge jump. Missing a charge jump again, unfortunately taking a death. That jump, that charge jump on that platform there is way more difficult than it looks. Poogle going for grenade jump and gets it. That one's a fun one. Grenade jump, of course, being a combination of climb, charge jump, and the skill we just picked up, grenade, to fly super quickly horizontally.
After the light grenade tree, Poogle is now 2 minutes and 47 seconds.
Holy cow! All right, I'm attached, Poogle. Finish this. I am
very attached to this run. And there's a 5th health. We'll see if she goes for the 6th health in Horu. I'm hoping she does.
I hope she does. 5 health in the final escape is possible, but very, very difficult.
I know.
Difficult enough that some go for 7. But Poogle does not have that option.
I know, talking with her before the race, she says she has done 5 health before, but she did tell us that at least the plan was to go for 6, so that's what I'm expecting right here.
I would expect it as well. Taking the time loss, there it is, you're grabbing the 6 health, taking the time loss to come grab this cell, but hopefully only needing to do 1 attempt on the final escape.
Having to redo the final escape just costs so much time.
Oh, be careful. The ground there in that section is all insta-kill, but she makes it through. It's heading over to the door. There's lava there, be careful!
Come on! Oh, and we're through.
We're at the... Come on, Poogle. Please, door warp. Please, door warp. Let the 1-frame tricks be nice today.
Come on, let's bring the tournament average down.
There it is! First try, door warp, ladies and gentlemen.
That is fantastic to see.
Poogle is 3 minutes ahead of her PB right now.
Well, it's just the escape, some dirty water, and one last frame-perfect trick that stands between her and a PB right now. So, let's see what she can do.
Let's go, Poogle. Let's go.
I know I'm at the edge of my seat right now watching. Oh, an early death, but it's not
too bad, not too bad. Pick yourself up, try again. Come on, Poogle. All this is pretty. Maybe not the cleanest, but safe. Oh no! It takes a damage off the fire. Unfortunately,
that's a very unfortunate stomp.
Is over. That platform, it can sometimes feel random on whether you stomp through it or get stopped on it or not. It is position based, but I don't think Poogle was expecting it. It unfortunately fell all the way down into the fire at the bottom.
Takes it very safe
this time. Smart.
Yep. Destroys it from the very far left side. Through this second to last room. Just navigate down through this fire and then the water.
There's the water. Oh no, that's scary. That's very scary. I don't think she's done
no!
it. Nope.
She's not quite able to make it out of the water there.
Unfortunately, bonked on the log at the start, and I think that was it. So we'll send back to the final escape, back to the start of the final escape again. She does have leeway on her PB here. Of course, she was 3 minutes ahead at the start of the escape, so not quite. Actually, I don't know if her PB has first try final escape or not. I'm going to assume it does, which means she can definitely still get the PB in now.
We're being told that she still does have room for PB. She is through the water. She avoids spawning Kuro.
Heading up the wall. All that stands between Poogle and PB right now is the grenade jump at the end of the game. Can she do it? Come on.
Oh.
Opts not to do it anyway.
She's just going to watch this final cutscene. Well, GG Poogle, that was a fantastic run, a joy to watch.
Excellent
unfortunate that the last grenade jump didn't happen.
But it's looking like she will most likely, with as long as she holds right here, she will still be getting the PB. Fantastic job, GG Poogle. Of course, since Poogle is watching all of the final cutscene, she needs to hold right for a bit longer than normal, but still easy.
Looks like we will have Cheese coming in for an interview as soon as Poogle has finished up holding right here.
Just gotta walk Naru. Character that we have seen very, very little of this run, because we skipped all the cutscenes, but don't worry about it. And the hops. The Naru optimizations. I love it. Poogle pulling out several memes this run. Very well done.
And
ending with
time
a
of
44-42.
Fantastic run.
GG on the PB, Poogle.
Go,
GG.
Poogle. Be muted.
GG.
They're dread your win when they're ready.
Alright, looks like we will, in fact, be getting the interview from Cheese. Go ahead and pull him in here. Hello, Cheese. GG on the race.
Very much.
GG Cheese. So I have to ask, I heard that missing the Kuro cutscene skip was, I think it was a spoon of chili powder. What is missing Door Warp 3 times before getting on that 4th try? What is your punishment for that?
That was pretty embarrassing. Maybe might have to make a stake for that in the race versus Fant, whenever that is. We'll see.
Well, I'll be looking forward to that and your race against Monkley.
Yes, of course, you are known for the rivalry with Monkley, and he's in your group this time. How are you feeling about leading up to that?
Yeah, well, ideally I would have gotten a much better time this race, but now it'll have to be versus Fant so that I have a decent best time back up, and then I can just go no safety versus Monkley if I'm still far enough behind him in the leaderboards.
34-36 is very respectable.
Enough for a race time, but not good enough for the best of the 3 for sure.
Fair enough, so you'll be looking to do a little bit better.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, it looks like we've got Poogle in as well for an interview. How are you doing, Poogle?
I'm salty this controller keeps eating my stomp inputs. That's the only thing I really have to say that I'm displeased about this run.
I mean, I don't think you could possibly ever be displeased with a PB during a race. In your first race of the tournament, no less. Congratulations.
Thanks. I mean, I didn't really have much pressure, to be honest.
That's good to hear.
Considering, what did you get again? Like a 34?
Yeah, 34-36.
Yeah, so it's not like I'm beating that, but figure I gotta try something or other.
No, you put on a fantastic show. It was a great run from both of you.
So I'm curious, was taking Spirit Flame intended, or was that accidental and you just corrected?
No,
Quick
that's
flame.
intended. I do magnetless.
Okay.
Interesting.
I
I
wasn't
did
sure,
not actually
but,
know that.
That was very impressive. A great showcase of what is a more challenging trick doing that Bronchi Walk Magnetless. So great job with that.
I actually have a harder time with Spirit Flame as a whole, so having Quick Flame actually really helps me just getting stuff out of the way, and both in the Gensomini boss. So it's either I do Magnetless and I do that, or I have a slower time anywhere I need to compute things.
That's a great point.
Well, congratulations to Cheese for winning the race. Congratulations to Poogle on the personal best. That, I think, is going to do it for us tonight, folks. Just checking when our next race is.
Looks like there's nothing on Speed Gaming after this. Our next match will be tomorrow, I believe.
Or today.
Or, yeah, today, depending on what time zone you're in. And it'll be 3 p.m. EST. It is Rory Rye versus Zaknir. So it should be a good match. I'm sure Rory is looking to come out and put up a good time and try and secure his second place in that group.
Yep, tune in for that.
And with that, thank you for watching. Thanks to our runners for that excellent race. And we hope to see you all around tomorrow for our next race.
Well, and thanks to our commentators and our truckers as well, and our race streamer.
Indeed.
Thank you. Usually won't matter too much, but you never know, it could. Always nice to have a little bit of safety here. Poogle going for the flower skip. That's impressive for a newer runner. That Meldon just mentioned. Does
He's
not make it.
Successful.
Poogle setting up for the Magnetless Bronchi Walk and gets it. That was so well done by her. Reminder, Cheese has not been playing very much since the tournament, just besides Adira, so we'll have to see how he does on this. Looking very good so far. Very nice. First try.
He is through. Pretty nice to you. At least on that end. I find him to be much worse on the other side.
Definitely much worse than the other side. Oh no! Poogle set up the key dupe correctly, but unfortunately over, and then runs away to deload a wall and get it to hit a stomp floor that he would normally need to hit. Meanwhile, he goes, grabs the cell. Very nice.
Poogle is successful with
Poogle success.
Both our runners again. Poogle, on the other hand, she has grabbed this cell and is heading out of swamp, and will be attempting the Kuro cutscene skip.
Excited to see if she is able to do it.
All the movement this game has to offer. All of these charge dashes, these cancels, these rocket jumps. This is kind of the culmination of Rory movement. Although he missed a bash cancel right there.
Difficult to tell if you've dropped an energy or not. With Poogle's relatively
she's
newer,
successfully through Sorrow
that
Bash.
was fantastic. First attempt Sorrow Bash. Knowing that, opts to fall into the lava and to try again. Oh, Poogle taking a death in Misty Woods, but has a safety save. Very close, knowing the dangers of
water. He is not spawned Kuro. He is just one grenade jump away from finishing off this run.
Very nice.
It's successful.
Well done. GG to Cheese.
Congratulations.
You like to say he's got a chair and he has joined the fight. Level up, dealing some extra damage to the mini-boss. The Frankie is gone as well. That jump, that charge jump on that platform there is way more difficult than it looks. Poogle going for grenade jump and gets it. That one's a fun one. Oh no, that's scary. That's very scary. I don't think she's done it. Nope.
She's not quite able to make it out of the water there.
Unfortunately, bonked on the log at the grenade jump at the end of the game. Can she do it? Come on.
Oh.
Opts not to do it anyway.
She's just going to watch this final cutscene.